Okay, we have a new confession.
She'll go to my ex's Facebook page, right, and caps, "You let my daughter go."
Is she the asshole for not telling her mom about her?
I think this is the age where you're all gonna try alcohol.
If you are feeling annoyance, check yourself first lah.
Hey, why not?
This is your daily ketchup.
Boom.
Again, truth or?
Dare. Okay then, I dare you to change careers and become an IT professional.
You can use your SkillsFuture credits to offset your course fees.
Dare.
Even if you have zero experience, ASK Training's IT courses offer the skills for a career in IT infrastructure and operations and can even help you secure a job through their job placement programs. Click the link in the description to find out more. Okay, we have a new confession.
The topic is family.
Family.
Like here at the
Sensitive
TDK
matters.
family. So the story begins here. Aita, for not constantly letting my mother know.
Oh, am I the asshole?
It's not a person's name. Am I the asshole for not constantly letting my mother know where I went and what I did in detail on the day when I'm already 21? If I didn't, she would be upset. I tell her about my day when I get home.
Wait. Let me clarify.
Her name is not Aita.
This girl who is not Aita is us saying that is she the asshole for not telling her mom about her day
Like the
when
details.
she's 21?
She's saying that right
Not
now she's
reporting her
21.
whereabouts.
Or like the day she turned 21, actually something happened.
No, she said she already 21 years old.
Why must
Then
you report?
why must I keep telling my mother all the details of everything I do?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
also 21, traditionally, if you go to JC and not poly, you are a year 3 uni student.
Okay, year 3 uni
Walao
student.
eh.
Thank you very, very.
need lah.
No, you see,
So,
you
example.
don't have that problem. Huh? You don't have you're a guy, that's why. As a girl, right, very difficult.
But we'll get back to that. Okay, I give example first because she give example, okay?
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
an example would be, I told her I went out for dinner with my GF at this
Oh, it's a guy.
certain
Eh, oh, girl.
mall.
Oh, girl.
Can be girl.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a guy.
Why?
Oh shit.
Is a guy?
Because he says, okay, continue. It's a guy. Okay. So I went out for dinner with my GF at this certain mall. Apparently, she was there too. Her finding out that we could have seen each other,
At the mall.
not each another, at that mall. But since I didn't update her at that point of time on my whereabouts,
She angry.
it made her upset. It's like she wants me to give her life updates whenever I'm out. I'm not sure what to do. Am I not a good son, or is my mother just doing too much?
Overbearing.
Sorry, every time I read your submissions, the English not very good. I trying to correct for you.
That's
That
it.
is the confession, guys. It's a guy, Sherms.
Oh, okay, fine.
So
And he's
the-
21.
No, but feel free to expand on the expound.
So
on
the mom is
guy
upset
versus girl.
that actually they were in the same area.
But he never
But
stopped
then
and
he
say
never
hi
say.
because he never checked.
Yeah, that means I could have said hi to you, or we could have like bumped into each other and catch up or whatever.
I feel like their relationship, right? I'm not too sure, but judging from this, right, the son and the
Judging
mother
is the right word.
relationship, right, they have been like that for a long time until he's 21, right? Needing to tell her everything, right? Feels like it.
Have you all heard of the mother wound?
Mother womb.
The mother
wound.
The wound from the mother.
Oh.
So the mother is passing down unprocessed trauma to her children. And this can come in the form of this kind of overly attached. Like, usually like sometimes they have like a favorite child and then they just like very possessive about the child kind. Sounds like a little bit of this to me.
I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be like empty nest syndrome. Say like if the guy went to uni or something, right? And then like she misses the child and is manifesting it through things like wanting to know the person's whereabouts all the time. And I think there's a few things it could be.
Okay, but let's not speculate too much about the mother's mental health. 21 years old as a guy. Okay. So maybe I can share a little bit first, right? But for me personally, I think the moment I hit poly, right, I kind of like checked out a bit from my family, and then I was just running around everywhere and then just doing my own thing, and my life existed outside my household. My parents also gave me a lot of freedom to basically do whatever I want, and that was kind of the norm. But later on in life, what I realized is that, oh shit, I missed out on a big part of growing up and having my parents be a part of that chapter of my life. Yeah, so in this instance, right, I can understand how in your early 20s or your late teens, right, you want to get away. You know, you've been with family your whole life. Now you're suddenly like being exposed to so many new social environments and whatnot, right? You want to just go out there and then you're like, sian, you know, to go back to your family. But I would say that I think it's important to find a balance, or at least have like a regular check-in with your family to keep them in the picture of your life.
I do think this is like the perfect opportunity for a conversation between the mother and the son, of like laying down the boundaries of their relationship. There could be a very overbearing mother, but yes, I also acknowledge that you should treasure, like now that I'm older, you should really treasure the times where she just does check up on you.
So maybe question for you, right? Your parents got like, every time you go home, they got ask you like where you go, or this kind of thing. Where have you been? Ask you about your day kind. Have, right?
Yeah.
Did it at any point in your life feel like it was very, just don't kacau me lah, you know?
I think when I was in poly, right, then I think when I figuring out my own life, then when I feel like my mom asked me things, right, I don't know where it came from, but I just feel like a bit like annoyed. For some reason, I also don't know why I'm annoyed like by it. Yeah.
Same.
Looking back,
and it's and I think it's quite sad because when I feel like when I'm ready to be not annoyed, then she like passed away ma. So I can't really like I feel like, you know, some people they have that kind of chance to like have the teen phase of being annoyed. Then in their 30s they get to
Come
like
back.
repay back, like go on trips and all that. Then I feel like if I could turn back time, right, I won't be so annoyed by these kind of small things.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes they just want to talk to you.
Conversation,
It's not about like, maybe it's not so much about the information.
Correct.
I think last time I would think like, why you sound like you digging for something, like digging for information.
Yeah.
But then I realized like, maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's just about talking. Like they just want to hear your voice and like they just want to know, because that's the most natural thing to ask, like everywhere you go.
It's a bit for connection and affection also.
Yeah.
And I think maybe specific to us and our parents' generation, or maybe in our culture, like you said, it's not that easy to just start off a conversation for them and all that kind of thing in like this Asian culture that we live in, right? So you have to be able to decipher when it's that or when it's something that's overbearing. Or like probing too much, like keponess. There's a difference. There's a fine line. But I think for the most part, giving the benefit of the doubt, especially at the beginning, if you are feeling annoyance, check yourself first lah. Yeah. Because especially at that age, I feel like it's quite you are the cheap, not other people.
But I would say, right, it's a very Canon event. I think it's very natural for teens to feel annoyed. Like it's not wrong that you're annoyed. You know what I mean? Because everyone feels annoyed. Right? Like,
or if not, right, then again, right, back to Jared's point, tell your parents that instead of asking me this because it makes me feel this way, and if you really want to connect, let's do something else. Like maybe for me, for example, let's schedule a dinner every weekend. Let's go out somewhere. Let me bring you somewhere. Let's hang out properly and properly connect. Because I personally, right, hate small talk. I hate when people try to start small conversations, right, but then they ask big questions, because it's like, how much are we really going to accomplish here? Are you really asking me because you care? Or are you just asking me for the sake of conversation, or to fill this empty space in your life, or this void for this moment, you know? Like, that annoys me. Like, so instead, I need to communicate that so that then people understand and then they make time and then we can work together and talk. But then that's also not to say that I'm not going to be accommodating and understand what they need also and try to meet those needs out and find an in between lah. Yeah, but most of the time, like, and this is me at 33 years old realizing this now. You know, so I cannot expect like a 19-year-old or 21-year-old to know this ma. But that's why you should watch this show.
It's a bit tricky because
It's a Canon event, you cannot stop.
Okay,
one. They must realize, right, that they don't like the small talk now. For next time, right, then they enjoy
turn
the
into
small
you
talk.
at 33.
It's really like a Canon
This
event.
Canon event is what the new camera launch.
No lah.
Then what is this Canon event?
Canon events are things that happen in your life, right? That will happen to everyone. Everyone will feel this way, right? But you cannot change it. You cannot tell them, don't be annoyed now.
Butterfly effect.
Because right,
Donnie Darko.
we are only learning this lesson, right? Because we were annoyed in the past. Do you get what I mean?
you have to go
It's like
through the-
Spider-Man.
It cannot be moved in the timeline.
multiverse, right?
It will happen in
single
every universe.
timeline.
It
came from Spider-Man, by the way.
Yeah,
Like
every
the
single.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say, I fall under the category of having an overbearing mother last time. So even when until my early 20s, until maybe my past few years only, recent years only, right? Then I finally found a good boundary between my mother and I. So I totally understand this guy. When I read this story, right, I was like, wow, I know what you feel because my mom would want every detail, not every detail, like she only know who I'm with, what time I'm coming back. And if I tell her I'm coming back at 10 p.m, sometimes you go out with friends, you don't know what time you come back or not.
Yeah.
Roughly. I can tell her a rough time, 10 p.m.
That does
right?
annoy me.
She will stay
Oh,
awake
yeah.
and then she'll text me 10 p.m. already, question mark, multiple question mark, where are you?
Right.
And it happens all the way until I'm like my mid-20s.
No, but why you stay until so late?
I'm just saying that it's quite overbearing, and then it's very difficult to bring up this subject of mom, stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's very hard
conversation
to-
is difficult.
Yeah.
So like I asked Shams to prepare some questions for this particular story, right? And now I understand where the questions are coming from.
frustration
There
coming
are
from,
only
is
3 questions and they all right, damn hardcore. The first one is, what are some things that our parents do that may be obsessive and intrusive? The second one is, can a strong parent-child bond become a hindrance to the child's independence? And then, how to deal with narcissistic obsessive parents? Then got here link somehow and then they have poor boundaries.
Projection.
She has read out a lot.
Damn hardcore. It's just this one directional only. But okay, interesting. No, but given your experience, right? I can get where this is coming from, and I can also understand that a lot of people will ask these questions, right, at some point in their life. Yeah. So, just to address it, right? Like, what are some things that our parents do that may be obsessive and intrusive? I mean, even I don't know. Have you all experienced these kind of things before?
No, I think it's quite funny, right? Okay, this is also a Canon event. But I think
A lot of Canon
this Canon event is very specific to Asian families, I feel. It's like when you bring a friend over or friends over, then your parent, right? If you close the door, right, they will purposely like
Clean.
want to know what's inside. Then they will come up with an excuse, right, just to open your door. So they're not gonna, hey, y'all want drinks,
Yeah.
But then only drinks. Then later they know, okay, hey, y'all want food, Or like, hey, boy, where's the shirt, Where? Or they try to clean something in your room
Right.
just to open the door because they want to see. Like, I think like every Asian parent will do this.
Oh, that's so interesting. I never
Right?
noticed that, but it
Canon event.
happens.
Like they knock your door or they like faster open or like they'll say, boy,
They're coming
from
in,
outside.
yeah.
You think it's because they think you having sex?
Yeah, is this only with
No, I
opposite
think-
sex?
No.
Actually,
Even
no,
with normal
any friends also,
they will
yeah.
want to know. I think right, they
scared of doing
they
drugs,
don't know what you're doing, so they want
need
to
to
know.
know.
drugs and shit.
Yeah, could be anything.
Interesting.
It could be
But then my
anything,
parents usually just use the CCTVs in our room.
Mind the baby monitor by my bed.
Fucking scary.
I mean, your father got drilled outside.
The drill outside my window.
That's a bit more
Casually. Damn, interesting observation.
Wow.
Do you think that is an obsessive behavior, or do you think it's acceptable? Like, do you think it's intrusive?
I think at the point of time, I think it's intrusive, but now I think it's a bit
At what
funny.
age? At what age should it stop?
You know what? If it's under their
I
roof,
think
right? As long as you want.
No,
you
I don't
are their
think
favorite.
that.
Like,
I
yeah,
think-
you're their favorite.
I think 17 to
This is way early.
21, 17 onwards, right, shouldn't do already.
But 17 is when they really want to check in on you because you are
cause-
distancing
No,
away
technically
from
like
yourself.
18, you're adult,
Sure.
you know.
Never
so I
in
feel
their
like below that, right? Yes, you should. I think it's okay to check, even though it's annoying sometimes.
No lah, but the age up to like maybe 25, that kind, that's the period where you do all the crazy shit. Right?
Exactly. That's the prime CCTV age.
Yeah.
Or drone.
No, but I feel like that one cannot really. Like you should let go a bit. Like
They're
not every time knock the door.
adults.
Okay lah, wait until you see your parents and you see.
No, I think 15,
It's what all the parents are saying right now.
15 to 16 that period, right? You still can say like, don't lock the door. Like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Like,
Lock the
don't
door?
lock the door.
Your doors have locks? I try to paint my house to be locked from the crazy. Every time we go, we have to change into our uniforms also.
Mealtime is strictly
Oh,
5
no wonder
p.m.
your house, the window, the is bars.
At least for me lah, speaking from my personal experiences, it came from a place of care and concern. I don't think there was any malice in it. And I can imagine as a parent, like the one to do these kind of things. Especially something that I'm kind of thinking about is like when I used to stay out, like overnight outside of the house, like go clubbing and all that kind of stuff. But never tell my mother. And then she'll text me at like 1 a.m. And then like, where are you? And I'm like, wow, yeah, I mean, I'm just going. Singapore is safe lah. But then thinking about it is like, as a parent, your son never
You'll be
informed you
very
at all,
worried,
right? Yeah, you're worried as and then
Yeah, you invest so much money into bringing this child up already. Then now like, wow, what happened?
Then he's spending the money.
and then this is
Yeah,
and it's not as if you
to-
never tell your son to inform you if you're going to stay out. But then like your son just
I
wanna
give my
be a
mom
bitch,
hourly
right?
updates.
Then
No use.
Wow. But now Telegram can schedule message.
I don't tell
So
my
maybe you
parents.
just schedule like save.
I'm safe. I'm
Yeah.
safe.
scheduled message.
Yeah.
I do feel bad.
I think that intent does not matter.
Whoa.
The action is what impacts your actual child. Even amongst adults also, like when you communicate with each other and whatever you do in life, right? For the most part, the intention doesn't matter. I could intend to do the nicest thing but end up murdering somebody. Did I just kill somebody and ruin a family? You know what I mean? Did I just take away somebody's parents, somebody's daughter, somebody's, partner? I did, right? Or I could have the worst of intentions and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to sabotage somebody, I'm going to kill somebody, but then I end up saving a bunch of people and I end up doing something great. Like,
Okay.
then I'm celebrated for that, right? So in this instance, right, with the parent, right, like as much as they have the nicest of intentions, what we're trying to figure out here is that are certain behaviors just not the healthiest way for their good intentions to manifest themselves? And then what else alternatively could they be doing to show and illustrate the care and communication and connection whilst not coming off too invasive in some ways? You know what I mean? Yeah. Because for the most part, the parents don't have malicious intent, right? Yeah, for the most part.
Personal experience.
And I'm trying to help the people that don't have malicious intent, but it comes off that way to the child. Yeah.
So are we helping the parents now?
Both lah. This helps everybody, right? It benefits everyone, right?
In regards to the locked door issue,
In regards.
I think right, as a parent, if you create a safe environment or like a friendly environment in the living room and the common areas, then your child won't have the need to feel like they have to be private in a separate room.
But then where you going to smoke? You know what I mean? Like where you going to do things like drink and smoke or like maybe like make out with your girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like all of these things are things that you would end up having to, it's part of growing up, correct?
Yep.
And these are things that your parents will never say yes to. But you need to be able to fail or make mistakes and then come back to an environment that is safe for you. But it's very unlikely they're going to do this openly in front of your parents. I would say that under extreme circumstances, right, in the most ideal place, right, you can do that in front of your parents in a safe space and everything works out.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
for the most part.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's why I say that only after like 18, right? Or after 17, you start to loosen up a bit. Like, you cannot tell a parent at 14, yeah, they can go to their own room because they want to smoke and shit. No, nobody will give the advice, but.
Yeah, but nobody will do that also. What? But what I'm saying is that there has to be you cannot just not. Okay. So how would you allow, right? How would you create a space like that? How would you create a space where your child feels safe, right? To want to try smoking, to want to try drinking, to want to make out with their girlfriend in the living room in front of you?
When I was Sec 2, my friend's father created an environment, his house to be a place to try drinking.
Yeah.
And he said like, I think this is the age where you're all going to try alcohol. And I rather it be under my
My
roof under supervision,
care.
where I can take care of you if you happen to run into certain adverse things that might happen.
Yep.
Not the exact language, but and then suddenly that for like my entire like group of friends, right? Like that became like a safe space.
I think
And
acceptable
then I
if it's
tried it.
drinking and smoking,
So,
but
smoking-
making out with your
Making
partner
out one a bit hard.
shit.
What I'm trying to the
Yeah,
point I'm
but
trying to
I get
make
it,
is
yeah.
that there's going to be an infinite amount of shit that your child can get up to at any age. And
they
it's
will
impossible
love
for you to create a
privacy.
safe space for
Yeah.
all of that shit to happen. That's if they're even comfortable trying it in front of you, or if their friends are comfortable, because their friends are probably going to be growing up in completely different environments, right? So I don't know about that. I
No,
don't know
but
about
I
that.
feel like in that creating that safe space outside, right, for them to have the habit of like want to hang out outside the room, right, then at least I would know how the friends are like. I can hear their voices or like I can see how they interact versus like they always go to the room.
Yeah.
Like I think the dodgy shit, fine, you can do it. I don't really care if I know or not.
Yeah.
Because I think that one is like your responsibility already. As in after 17
Yeah.
But I feel like if I already cultivate the environment that it's okay to use the living room, you know, I'm open, I'm not like controlling, I must open the door all the time, that kind of thing. Now I feel like it cultivates the habit of them like being okay to like, maybe they come to when they come back home, right, then they'll be okay to just sit in the living room and talk about whatever. They don't have to like keep going to the bedroom.
Okay, I agree that I think that it's very important that you know who your children's friends are, who they hang out with,
Yeah.
and you get to know them and be comfortable communicating with them. Because when shit hits the fan, the kids, right, the friends, right, can know that they can come to you, for example, for help and all this kind of stuff. And like, I think it takes me back to a point that I don't know whether I mentioned on the show before, but when I was in my phase of like partying and drinking and staying out to whatever time, and I told you my parents don't really set any boundaries, right, for me also. I also receive those texts occasionally like, where are you? What time are you coming back? This kind of thing, right? Because they care and they're worried, right? But they never said like, you better come back now, that kind of shit.
Yeah lah.
They
Oh,
that's
never,
my mom.
they
Yeah,
never
yeah.
impose. And on top of that, right, now I'm realizing this as we are just having this conversation, right, that I think my parents were able to expand the safe space outside of my home. So like my dad was always accessible. And he will always, no matter where I am,
If
like,
you need
if
a
I'm
pickup,
too drunk or whatever,
yeah.
he will appear at like 3 a.m. that kind.
So
and
that's
then
how you build
take
that
me back. Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
So you're irresponsible lah. So you just get drunk.
Very. But what I'm saying is that
He
at
provided.
that
I
age,
just
I also
think
don't
lah.
know.
Yeah.
So, yeah lor. Like I think that was an interesting approach that he took. Yeah. And I also think that there are different ways that you can be part of your child's life, but not overstep.
intrusive,
Also,
yeah.
like
Right
you
in
can
front.
offer things. So like I think another thing that he does is that my dad will offer to, like, if like say like my friend or my brother's friends or like partner or whatever hanging out at our place until late, right? Then he will just offer like, come lah, like, maybe we go out for supper or what, then I send you back
My
also, that
mom
kind of thing.
also, she'll send my friends home.
Yeah, which
Like
I think it's a
nearby,
that is a very good way and a very nice way to get to know the friends, because you stuck in the car a little bit, right?
Hey,
But you
uncle,
bond a
how's
bit, right?
JP like?
Yeah, and it's also, you're doing a nice thing. It leaves a good impression on everybody. And I also, like, even sometimes, right, like say you go to the friend's place or whatever, right, then their parents get to see the other parents or whatever. There's that further connection, deeper connection also. Yeah.
Win-win.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. My friends and I, last time when we in secondary school, we organized like our parent meetup.
Oh, what?
Really?
Yeah.
So
As in
cute.
like, no, then I feel like because of that, right, you know exactly like your friend, the parent will know your friend and their parent. Then it feels safer. You know?
Yeah. And I also think that when you do this kind of thing, right, like, you also make your child happy. Like, you are doing it, you
Yeah, the
bonding
cool
with your friend.
approaches, the
Then you kind of like,
relatable parent, that kind of thing.
No, my mom
Yeah.
overdid that, so maybe don't focus so much on
See the vibe.
Yeah.
See the vibe.
yeah. Okay,
Must balance.
so the second question that Shams has here is, can a strong parent-child bond become a hindrance to the child's independence?
Yeah.
It's like when you were kids. I mean, when you are a kid and then you tell everything, share everything about your life. Well, this person played with me in school all the way until you like maybe 21. Everything with your mom, and then your mom or your dad, and then your parent, right? Kind of
It's always happened.
Yeah.
like what's the word? Let me think.
Sheltered.
No, you stuck
Like you don't.
together.
Yeah, 'cause
Dependent.
as in you can't figure things out yourself.
codependent.
You can't figure things out yourself because your parent is always there to to tell you what to do and what not to do.
Like there's too much of a safety
you
net.
can't explore. Yeah, you can't experience.
I think that
Yeah.
your phrasing of your question is wrong. So it's not that you have a strong parent-child bond and that becomes a hindrance to the child's independence.
And
The definition of what you just described is not a strong parent-child bond.
It's codependent.
Codependent.
Or over-dependence or over-attachment. So a strong parent-child bond to me would be a healthy one,
Right.
which has balance, which has all those other things, which then wouldn't be a hindrance to the child's independence. In fact, it would facilitate for in a safe way, right? Is what I'm guessing lah.
Yep.
Yeah, so the terminology here is wrong really. So maybe the thinking that it was a strong
oh my god.
bond is the part that is off. So in your own experience, right, have you been able to overcome this in some ways already? Or have there been significant steps of progress towards like being able to have your parent be less dependent on you or this attachment?
In my own experience, my relationship with my mom has always been a bit tricky because for the longest time, right, she has been overly attached and dependent on me. Even her social life, her day-to-day activities and her social life, everything is me. So she loves it when I invite my friends to the house because she wants to be friends with my friends, which is a bit strange. At first, it looks cool because cool mom, right?
Really. Yeah.
But sometimes it gets a bit much. So what happened was, as in what I did to get out of that toxic relationship, or at least what I think is toxic is that I had to go into many arguments with big arguments where we don't talk for a month or two. I had to tell her like, no, I'm not coming. I am not adhering to your curfew. I'm not coming home at this time. I'm going to my boyfriend's house to stay. It's crazy. It's crazy because she will go crazy to the extent where she will like go into my, last time I used Facebook, right? She'll go to my ex's Facebook page, right, and caps like write in a post. You let my daughter go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was quite difficult. That whole process over the years, right? So I had to do that until, yes, it sacrificed my closeness with my mom. Like we used to be very close because she's overly attached. We are both overly attached at one point. It sacrificed that precious moments, but I feel like it's important for me to be independent of this relationship, so that I can live my own life and she can live hers healthily.
So like,
and then we can come back and have a good...
So it's almost like you were old enough to start to establish your boundaries and not just live under her boundaries of how she defined the relationship to be lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was not, because she cannot understand why, to her, it's like I'm just suddenly having a meltdown, or I'm rebellious stage.
Yeah.
So at first I thought I was, because like you said, in a teen there's a Canon event, right?
Yeah.
But my Canon event long, bro. Until I cannot be until I have an end, ma. So
till end.
it's like, so that's why I decided that I cannot deal with this anymore. And she doesn't listen. You can't sit her down and tell her nicely, Mom, stop it. No, it doesn't work that way, ma. Because she's used to this, and I'm used to that kind of relationship also. So she have to.
I'm curious that when you say like you entered those big arguments, right? Was it like a calculated move, or was it the result of a boiling point?
Like you're aiming to trigger her each time.
Initially, it was
boiling point.
And then
but then you realize that this...
with counselling, I realized that no, I need to do something.
But that was the bad counselor.
Your counselor again. What the
No, okay. But I think more importantly, because I do want to have a takeaway for this guy, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would, like now looking back, right? Is there anything that you might have done differently? Or is there a healthier way that you believe you can approach this to get to the end result? You know what I mean?
Scorched earth.
Because I don't think I've experienced this, so it's very hard for me to talk about it also. But I mean the fact that you have, and yours seems like quite an intense version of it, right? Yeah, I want to understand a bit more. But the things that you're bringing up, I feel like it makes sense. Like it sounds like, okay, maybe there was a little bit of it that I've seen in my parents in other ways lah. Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if he has spoken to her properly as a mature adult before. Like must let your parent know, right, that you are an independent human being and you can make your own decisions. So maybe he can try sitting her down and talking to her first about setting boundaries. And if that doesn't work...
Okay, level 1.
If that doesn't work, you do the best, you do like the minimal. Like you let her know where you are, because she's concerned, right? She has right to be concerned because she's a parent. You live under her roof, so you just tell her like where you're gonna go today and who you're with. I'll be back around this time. If I'm not, I'll update you lah. I think that's fair. That's fair. You don't need to tell her every details. If she insists on the details, right, then you have to sit her down. You keep telling her no. Keep telling her that law. If her reaction is not big lah, because he just says she's upset ma. My mom's reaction is explosive, so it's quite difficult to like, have this proper
because
conversation.
we don't know the mom's vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to know the mom's vibe first.
I'm feeling like based on the mall story, right? Like the vibe is kind of similar to my mom, because like if it's not a very good relationship, I care whether we in the same mall like that. I just want to know where you are. But this was a chance for like the mother to kind of like, I just want to see my son, that kind of thing. I get that kind of vibes lah. It's like how I can imagine my mother saying like, oh my god, we were both at the MRT and then we could walk home together.
Yeah, but your mom ends up like that. See the energy? His mom is the, why you never tell me? We could have gone home together, We have got home together.
Hey, how you know that?
Because she's upset.
Oh, upset lah. Okay lah.
And this is level 1 upset. My mom is like, why you never tell me?
Okay, so if this is the graph, then
I think there's a very big difference here because in his first line, he says, if you constantly do not let your mother know where you are and the details of what you're doing, then she'll get upset. But he does tell her about the day when he gets home. So I think in this situation, the mom, this is like,
The mom
ping,
wants to
ping,
know
ping,
more.
red flag.
Or the mother is expecting him to
Update.
work on her timeline when his expectations.
No. Like, that means, right now I need you to tell your mother where you are. Then half an hour later, you're having lunch, right? You better tell your mother where you are.
Master picture.
Versus go home already, end of the day, which is what he does. At the end of the day, I come home, today I went to work, I did this, I did that, at lunch I had this, blah, blah. Like, if you're constantly needing to know, right, maybe you need to get your own life. Because you seem to be attaching. Oh shit, I'm talking straight to the mom already.
You are?
I think he
You are?
should reverse engineer his process. So I think he's doing a good thing by like updating the mom at the end of the day. It's not a hindrance to him.
Pretty good already.
But I think the problem is maybe the time. Because maybe after at the end of the day, right, it's like she don't really know what time you're gonna come home. So she's curious and she wants to know that. And if you're gonna offer the information anyway, right, then why not just say it in the start?
Genius.
That means I'm going to be home by 7. I'm going to go out with my friends for like a quick lunch later. And that's what happened today. See you at 7 p.m.
Yeah, so in the morning, he tell her already.
Yeah.
And it's also good for him because he organizes and schedules his life for him. It's very important to have a plan.
Yeah.
Share the Google Calendar.
So, then he planned out already. Then just say, if anything deviates from this, I'll let you know. If I'm coming back later a bit or for a certain reason, I will update you. If not, other than that, you don't have to worry.
Yeah. Or like, don't wait for me. Like, he doesn't have to tell like specific 8 p.m. that kind of thing. Like, just in general. Try to say, I'll be back before 12.
God damn.
Try that.
Ellie, ask Ellie this one. Google Calendar. Ellie this one. So, okay lah. Do we think he's an asshole? Is he not a good son?
No, I think he's a good son. And I do think that the mom is just maybe, I'm giving her a benefit of the doubt that she's just asking because she's concerned or worried. Like, and then maybe it boiled up until the moment. Like, I don't even know you coming to this mall,
But I don't want to assume he's a good son. This is when he's 21. Maybe the last 5 years he every day take drugs or get drunk or go and kill people. You don't know. But as of right now,
yes,
given the little information that we have, he seems to be thinking about and caring about the right things at least.
Yeah.
And based on the information he's provided for us, I don't want to judge the mom too much. But instead, we are just sharing things that he can do to contribute better to this relationship. In this instance lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. That was all for today's episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Telegram community, join here. If not,
and we'll see you in the next one.
Sayonara.
Like, share, subscribe.
Boya, you want drink or not?
Don't come in. This is your daily catch up.